think someone would be able to help me to identify this aloe vera plant. Now I have the very common type, the small ones that they grow babies left and right. So I know these, I can identify them very easily. And these are relatively easy to grow, and they don't get very big because they're so busy growing babies. And they don't like cold weather at all. And of course, when I'm talking about cold weather, I'm talking about in the middle of August, and I left them outside and they look like this. So I'll have to bring them back inside, and I think they're recovering from the overnight cold. But I don't know, as apparently these can't be left outside even in the middle of August. If I have to leave them outside, and I have to bring them in overnight and then put them back outside during the day, it's a little bit of a hassle compared to this guy. This guy is just big. This guy will grow and grow and grow. But this guy doesn't have baby. For some reason it won't. I think for 5 years I have this plant. I think I saw something that looked like a baby at one point, and it didn't survive because I was repotting it because it was getting so big and it was completely out of control. It was leaning over, was tipping the pot over. So I have to take out the whole root. Actually, I have to cut down the root to almost close to the stem, and then I put it back in the soil and hope for the best. And like a miracle, it came back. And so I have been keeping it in a smaller pot like this, and to let it grow. But the good thing about smaller pot is to contain it, and so it's growing a lot slower. But the thing is, I really don't know what kind of aloe vera that is. Is this edible? Do people use it for medicine? I did use it for medicine for burn or skin problems, and this thing has this yellow oozing. The gel is clear, but this yellow part of it is really smelly and it's really bitter. The yellow part is on outside coating the transparent gel, but this thing, if you look at it, it's fat and thick. It's really thick and juicy, and there is no particular marking on them. And this is how it looks like at the inside, and this is how it looks like on the outside. So it's kind of smooth, it's just green, and they have the little spikes along the edges, and it just keeps growing. And the only time you see a little spots is when the leaves gets old, like this one. This one is quite old, and I think it's about to fall off. So now it's starting to grow spot like this one. When it gets older, this is the larger one, of the largest one, and it begins to have a couple of spots. And this one is really old. It's getting more and more spots. And on the other side, you can see these. So I'm not quite sure. So it does have spots, but it doesn't grow spots until the leaf gets very old. And it just keeps growing. I mean, if I put it in a bigger pot, it gets bigger. I mean, it was reaching the top of my bay window, so I had no choice but to cut it down. And every time I cut it down, it grows back. So it's a very nice plant. I just don't know what kind it is. So if you know what it is, what kind of aloe vera it is, will you please let me know, help me identify it? I really appreciate it. Thanks.